Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our virtual presentation for sport. I'm going to share a slide presentation to everybody. My name is Kiran Maharaj. I'm the Senior Sport Coordinator at Sport and Recreation at UCT. So just about us, my name is Kiran. The Senior Sport Coordinator. Alongside me is Mo, which is the UCT Club Captain for hockey. And Laura was the UCT chairperson for rowing, and Nepo, who's the UCT team captain for hockey. Should you need to send any information or contact us, please send it to Luando Guillama, and his email address is stated at the bottom of there. It's luando.guillama@uct.ac.za, and his number is 021-650-3564. So at UCT, we have 37 sport clubs, so total membership of about 9,000 students. This provides a great opportunity for students to continue participating in the sports they loved at school or to experience something totally and completely new. These clubs range from traditional sporting codes such as rugby, hockey, rowing, and to the non-traditional codes such as ultimate frisbee, underwater, which consists of scuba and Spiro. Spiro is spearfishing. And of course, esport, new addition to the sport cohort at UCT, and it's a lot of fun. Me, myself, I'm a gamer. Sport and recreation provides for all levels of competition, from purely social programs to high performance sport. Development and transformation. Sport development and transformation is taken very seriously at UCT, and all our students are actively involved and engaging in promoting as well as developing sport in our local communities, as well as within their clubs on campus, and getting more students involved and experiencing new things. Our facilities are spread across our campus, from lower campus all the way up to upper campus, and as far afield as a mountain near Ceres. UCT sports facilities include AstroTurf at hockey and football, an indoor sport complex. Note that I've got COVID-19 and I'll touch on that a bit later. Tennis and netball courts, rugby and cricket facilities. Rowing is one of the best equipped university clubs with regards to equipment, with the ergo room as well as a boat shed at Zikufly. In addition, UCT has access to a L26 keel boat and many sailing dinghies and an ocean-going dive boat. We also have a fitness center which consists of a gym that is comprised of a weights training area, CrossFit, HIIT, cardio, circuit training area, a studio for aerobics classes. There's also an indoor climbing wall that you can have access to if you join the mountain and ski club, but due to COVID reasons, we are unable to use that at the moment. The center also boasts a swimming pool as well as a sand beach volleyball court. Sports scholarships. At UCT admin offers sports scholarships. Schools, provincial and national representation is the criteria under which a sports scholarship is awarded. Eligible applicants are required to apply to the Sport and Recreation to be considered. The closing date for submission of applications are 31st of October for the studies in the following year. The scholarships are awarded only after registration and is contingent upon the student registering and actively participating in a sport club. That's there for just making sure that the student does continue playing the sport that we awarded the scholarship for. For more details, please contact our Sport and Recreation office. In closing, UCT Sport and Recreation was gravely affected during 2020 by the COVID pandemic. Competitions such as USA, which is University Sports South Africa, competitions and tournaments was cancelled, as well as Varsity Cup and the sporting leagues. And a lot of the clubs were rendered inactive. As 2021 has progressed, under the new implications brought forward by the pandemic, sport and recreation has adopted to the new normal. Our UCT Sports Centre has been repurposed into an exam and test venue, which has forced clubs reliant on the sports centre to use external venues such as volleyball, basketball, and badminton. We are committed to ensuring that continuation of sport and recreation It's a pivotal role in the physical and mental wellness of our students. COVID has knocked us back, but we're trying really hard to make sure that our students do participate, and we do have something on offer for our students to be able to participate in. I will take questions now and then hand off to Laura. Are there any questions for me? Okay, I'm just going to the live event questions. What would happen if a lecture that clashes with sports practice? Anonymous, there shouldn't be a lecture that clashes with sport practice, because most of our trainings and practices happens after hours, outside of the academic day. Due to the focus, will sports level required for scholarship appointment? As I've said, the question was, due to focus, will sports level required for sports opportunity, scholarship opportunity? It means that you have to be either played for your schools or in provincial or national teams in order to be considered. But contact our offices and they'll help you more. Does UCT offer softball as one of their sporting codes? Unfortunately, we don't. Due to COVID, will the level requirements for sports scholarship be looked at? Unfortunately, we won't. We're going to be keeping it the same until we have another meeting in the new year to discuss the way forward and the implications of COVID. And do you guys have football at the moment? Yes, we do. How do you join the club for sport? I think with regards to how to join, we actually have an online system now. You join on through PeopleSoft, you sign up through there. Everything is automated. You don't have to fill any forms, and you'll be contacted through Vula and your sports chair. Do we have a water polo club? Yes, we do. Can you receive a scholarship once you're enrolled at the university? I think I've covered that in my presentation. Can you just have a sports career in UCT? Unfortunately, we're not a sporting institution. We're an academic institution, so sport is a supplement to your academic career. Our scholarships available for esport. Contact the office and we can help you with that. Our sports teams divided into competitions of ability levels. We play in leagues, so I suppose it's competition, not ability. Morgan asked, hello, can an amateur sport player just join a sports team as an extracurricular? Yes, you can. I've answered the water polo question. Does UCT offer? Yes, cross country is offered as a sport. Will Varsity Cup come back? Varsity Cup is currently on, and we are top of the log. I'm proud to say, UCT proud. We are probably going to be in the semi-finals in a couple of weeks, and hopefully onto the finals. Does UCT offer personal training degrees? I think you need to contact our. I know we've got a postgrad in sport management, but not personal training. All right, guys, I'm going to pause the questions here for now, and I'm going to let Laura take over, and then we can answer the questions after they've all spoken. So it's going to be Laura, and then Mo, and then Nepo. So if we can just swap over to Laura to continue, please.
Hi, everyone. I'm Laura. I joined rowing in my 3rd year as a novice, so I'd never done rowing in school before, and I'm now in my final year finishing my master's, so I feel like I'm very well averse to life without being in a sports club versus life with a sports club and trying to get a degree at the same time. And I know when you start university, a lot of people will be hesitant to join an additional society or an additional sports club just because of the step up in the workload, and you feel like you might not have the time or the ability to manage both. I can personally say that I do feel like sport helped me to manage my time a little bit better. I was certainly a lot more productive, and I think that's because we think we might not have time, but we can all admit that we spend a lot of time procrastinating and maybe spending a few hours on social media every day. So I think when I factored sport into my timeline in the day, it helped me to be more productive. And I also think it's a very important thing at university to have a healthy stress outlet. So yeah, that really provided me with that. And overall, being involved with sport has just enriched my university experience. And particularly with being on the committee, I think that it's given me a valuable supplement to just getting my degree in terms of learning some very valuable life lessons and life skills that I can take forward with me when I leave at the end of this year. And I've had the opportunity to make many like-minded friends and travel across the country in order to compete. And so being part of a club does provide you with a sense of community. And often there's other students who are doing the same degree as you, or they might be a year or 2 years ahead of you. And it just makes it a lot easier to reach out if you ever need any academic assistance. Being on the committee in particular has also given me a really great opportunity to be a part of how sports, not only at a UCT level, but on a national level, is evolving to be more inclusive in terms of both gender and transformation. And UCT really do provide excellent assistance to ensure that sport is accessible to everyone, despite your financial or your social backgrounds. And for any students who are interested in sport, but you might be the first generation in your family to be going to university, or even just the first generation in your family to be attending university and trying to be able to join a sport, we have had quite a lot of experience with that. We've seen that in our own club, and often and understandably, you can like have a lack of support from your family members and some of your friends. So I think that being part of a community can really, it really helps to ease this when you are trying to just juggle both. When I look back at my time at UCT and compare the 2 years when I wasn't part of a sports club compared to now, I think it's quite telling that I don't actually have much to recount from my first 2 years. And being part of a sports club or a society might demand a little bit extra from you, but it is very rewarding and ultimately very enriching to your university experience. Thanks.
Okay, cool. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. I'm so pleased to be here and speaking to all of you about my experiences at UCT Sport and just UCT Hockey specifically, and how it's been such an incredible journey for me. And I assume that, you know, at this part of Open Day, you've been probably so overwhelmed by all the information you've gotten and just retained some, you've forgotten some, and learned a few things. So I think what I'm going to try and do is tell you everything you need to know in one sentence. Okay, so here it goes. UCT Sport has changed my life. And if you'd like to know more, I have good news for you, and I'd be happy to tell you if you just listen on. So my name is Moletlo Samo, and I'm the UCT Hockey Women's Club captain. And basically how this works is we have 7 women's teams and 7 men's teams, and I just have to manage the women's side and all the women's teams. And yeah, so my role includes just organizing trials. I have to send out announcements. I have to manage players' concerns. I have to chat to coaches. I have to work with a group of student-led committee members. And just, yeah, so much more than that. But I think the reason why all of you are here is because you want to know what it's like to play and actually be part of a club. And for the non-hockey players and anyone who's here who wants to join a sporting code that isn't hockey, I think what I'm going to try and do is just switch it up so that I can, you know, share my experiences based on hockey, but also allow you to apply it into the other clubs that you may want to join. So yeah, currently I'm a Bachelor of Business Science student. Little shout out to all the Commerce student members. That's the best faculty in university. And I'm studying organizational psychology in my 3rd year, and I'm really, really having a good time. And so, yeah, I'm going to start off with just asking you a question and try and, you know, answer that to give you guys a bit more information. So what was it like for me being a student pre-COVID? I think joining sport as an individual who just loves being around other people. I got so bored from my monotonous routine. I just had a love for the game. So it was probably one of the best decisions I made in my freshman year. So I arrived at UCT and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to make so many new friends. It's going to be awesome. And then I realized that you don't just meet people by like attending lectures or just being around campus. You have to literally get involved to things like join sports or maybe stay after lectures and chat to people, go to your tuts and all that stuff. But yeah, I think in that I was able to see how UCT sport has changed my life. In my first year as a fresher, we actually got to be on TV. So for those who may not be following the rugby varsity cup that Kieran spoke about, so that's basically what the hockey women's were able to do in 2019. And I think it was such a special moment to be able to be on TV and just be surrounded with so many good athletes, you know, and just being able to get involved. And I think that if I had not joined in my first year, I wouldn't have been able to participate in such an amazing tournament. And then after that, we had USA as well, which is quite nice. And just to be able to have other university students from around the country all coming down for one tournament, it's such an amazing network opportunity. And now I'm sure you're thinking, okay, cool, you did all that stuff post-COVID. Is there anything happening now? Yeah, absolutely. Currently, the UCT Hockey Club is fully operational. We're so grateful that we're able to actually play. And at the moment, we've actually had 8 weeks of training so far. We've had over 180 signups, and we're actually in our second week of fixtures. So we're actually well on our way in being able to participate and actually play. And for me, as a student, player, athlete, I've actually been loving it so much. I think through the hockey club, I was able to network, actually start coaching, and also just, like Laura said, being able to connect with other players who are doing similar degrees or even different degrees and sweating it out and battling it out in the field. And yeah, I think there's so many lessons that I think that I've learned as being part of UCT Hockey. So I'm part of the committee, and on the committee, as I said, I'm the club captain, and basically my role is managing players. And that's actually in line with what my degree is about. So as organization psychologists, we have to manage organizations and people and try and make sure that they're all working towards a common goal. And I think my role in the hockey club has actually allowed me to put all the lessons that I've learned in the classroom or the lecture rooms to practice out in real life. And I think it's been such an amazing opportunity to actually get that practical work, but also sort of enjoying myself as well, because I'm also still a player. So I think that's probably one of the amazing opportunities that I've been able to do, and almost do like an internship for 2 years, but not really an internship, and just be flexible and sort of putting my degree to work. But yeah, I think also further than that, I wouldn't have been able to have this opportunity if UCT Sport didn't actually provide for those students who were on financial aid. So I'm a student who is on financial aid, and I was actually aided with tournament fees and everything. And I think like it's so amazing to see in the context of South Africa, especially, that UCT Sport is making sure that finances isn't a hindrance to students who want to play. So yeah, I encourage you, if you're going to be going on in financial aid or you may not have the funds, please still get involved. You know, there's so much provision for all of you. And I think UCT Sport makes sure that they do that. So yeah, I think if you're probably sitting here and thinking, okay, cool, I've heard what you said, but what if I don't want to join hockey? Well, I've good news for you. I'm sure that if you're committed and if you're invested in your team and if you want to get involved and you truly are present in the moment, I'm sure that you'll be able to learn many more lessons or even more and gain opportunities that I did. And my advice to you, to all of you listening to this, is to get involved. Please do. If you don't have equipment or you're starting from scratch, like Laura said, she didn't do rowing before, please still get involved. If you don't know anyone, still get involved. If you're not sure if you're going to be able to balance your schoolwork with the sport, still get involved, and I'm sure you will be able to find all the answers that you would need there. And I guarantee you, if you do that, hopefully you'll come out with a lot more outcomes than I did. And yeah, I think if I can repeat the sentence that I said at the beginning, that UCT Sport has changed my life, I hope that it can do the same for you. Thanks so much.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Nebo Sorari. I am a fourth year physiotherapy student, and I am currently the hockey team captain of the first team. So I'm going to be speaking about my experience in the hockey club in the past 4 years. So it's been a very up and down situation now because of COVID. Everything, we had to turn around everything, but like I would say the club support and the energy in the club, and yeah, still the same. Like you get the support you get from the the staff and the coaches and your teammates as well has been incredible. I think it also, being in a sport club also contributes, well, it did for me, and also the Moletlo and Lara's experiences have been the same, that you're in a space where you're feeling welcome and you have people from your same faculty that like you can get help from. And besides also playing sports, you also build friendships in the club, because I mean you spend, depending on how many times you guys train in a week, you spend so much time with these people that you guys go from being teammates to being friends. And if you have people in the same faculty, which is better, then you have mentors as well. So I would say my experience has been very great in terms of building friendship connections and teammates and getting training and support for I'm a under 21, SA under 21 national player as well. So support for national tournaments. And another thing, UCT also helps with funding for tournaments. Like Moleka said, that financial problems shouldn't be, no, finances shouldn't be a problem. So even if you don't have funding and stuff, then UCT is also very supportive. And what else I was going to speak about? Oh, someone raised the question. I'm so sorry. In the questions about how it clashes with your academics and stuff. UCT is very academic, so they're very supportive in terms of your academics. So your coaches are very understanding. If you have academic problems, if you're struggling, coaches, well, I'm speaking from my hockey experience, coaches are very lenient and they allow you to focus on your academics. And so sport shouldn't really hinder with your academics as much if that's a concern. And yeah, so I would recommend anyone who wants to play sport, which because it helps with it's going to help a lot with like your time management, because now I know I have a set schedule on Mondays. I'll go from campus, then I know I have to go gym, then that would have been my hockey time on a day where I have hockey training. So it helps me to set out my day and plan out my times. And yeah, I think that's all from my side as well.
I think we got a couple more minutes for questions. I remember the 5-minute pop-up came in through now. So is there any more questions? I tried to answer all the questions that was in the chat or in the question and answer area, but as much as I could. There was just one question that maybe Lara could help out with. If you just put it in the publish area, how big is the rowing club apparently?
At the moment, we have about 65 people signed up, and that's from novice level all the way up until the A cruise. Thank you, Laura.
I'm going to say, I hope we're okay to leave now. Denzel, I think we're done. So thank you very much to all the attendees. I have published the email address that we can be reached on and provide you with any more information that you would like to have. So thank you all. Thank you to the wonderful students that presented with me today. Appreciate the help, and good luck with your life at UCT to all the new students that we hopefully going to be seeing soon. Thank you very much all.